Chapter 374. Alex simply replied, "Yes, I will come over and take a look later in the afternoon." "That is great, Mr. Anderson," Luna yelled excitedly before she said, "Let me tell Grandpa the good news now." He must be very excited. After he was done cleaning up in the kitchen, Alex came out of the kitchen and he saw that Emma was already ready to leave the house. After that, he asked, "My dear wife, are you heading to your studio now?" Emma shook her head before she said, "No. Mom called me and she told me that she has a friend who's interested in renovating a villa. Therefore, I'm heading there to check it out." At this time, Alex replied in a hurry, "Which area are you heading to?" Emma replied immediately, "The villa by the river." Alex smiled before he replied, "That's perfect. Can you drop me off at Serene World Clinic on the way to the villa? I want to pay a visit to the genius doctor, Dr. Billy." Emma was very surprised and she asked, "Are you going to see Dr. Billy? Why don't I come along with you, then? Let's buy something for him before we pay him a visit. I really want to thank the genius doctor for healing my father." Emma felt very grateful towards Paisel because she had always felt that he was the one who cured her father of his paraplegia. Alex smiled before he said, "Don't worry about it, Emma. You can just drop me off at the clinic and you can go and get busy with your work. I can see the doctor on my own." Emma replied, "That wouldn't be appropriate." Alex smiled as he replied, "There is nothing inappropriate with that. After all, Dr. Billy has a really weird character, so he might not be too happy if so many of us gathered in his clinic all of a sudden." When Emma heard this, she nodded before she said, "All right then. You can visit him first today. If it's possible, please make an appointment with him so that we can treat him to a nice dinner one day." "That sounds like a good idea." After that, the couple left the house together and Emma drove Alex out of the city. When they arrived at the Serene World Clinic, Alex got out of the car before he told Emma to drive carefully. After that, he walked into the clinic. At this time, Paisel was seeing a patient in the medical hall, and when he saw Alex coming into the clinic, he was very excited and he quickly stood up and greeted him immediately. "Mr. Anderson, you are here." Alex smiled slightly before he said, "You can go ahead with your work first. Don't worry about me." Paisel nodded before he called for Luna, who was busy dispensing medicine at this time. "Luna, Mr. Anderson is already here. Come out and entertain him first." Luna quickly dropped everything that she was doing before she walked over to Alex with a blushing face. "Mr. Anderson, you're here." Luna's voice was very crisp and sweet, and she had a very innocent smile on her face. Besides that, Luna also had two shallow dimples which made her look particularly affectionate. What surprised Alex even more was that Luna was not like any other women who always had a faint fragrance of perfume around them. Instead, Luna carried a faint fragrance of medicine and herbs around her. Most of the people who worked in a pharmacy or medical clinic would always carry a strong scent of medicine around them. However, Luna had a very pleasant fragrance and it even had a soothing effect on him. Alex looked at Luna before he laughed and said, "Now that your grandfather had already recovered, are you retreating and working behind the scenes instead?" "Yes," Luna smiled before she said in a sweet manner, "but I am not always in the background. Grandpa will see up to 5 patients every day and I'll see the rest of the patients." Alex nodded before he said, "Your medical skills are already very superb. I believe that it won't be long before you become a famous young genius doctor in Oris Hill." "How would that be possible?" Luna blushed as she replied shyly, "My medical skills are still not as good as my grandfather. Moreover, my medical skills can never compare to yours, Mr. Anderson." At this time, Paisel escorted a patient out of the clinic before he said to the other patients in the medical hall, "Dear patients who are waiting for a consultation, I have a distinguished guest with me here today and I have to entertain him now. Therefore, I will need to suspend all consultations for a short while. Please forgive me." After that, Paisel walked towards Alex before he bowed respectfully and said, "Hello, Mr. Anderson."